The recent standoff between India and China can have a huge impact on Indian startups. With Indian government blocking Chinese or Chinese funded apps and changing FDI norms, startups in India will face severe repercussions as this will put a hold on further investments in India. Recently, the government has changed FDI norms. It is directed that prior government approval is required for any investment coming from a bordering country. India shares land borders with Afghanistan, Pakistan, China, Nepal, Bhutan, and Bangladesh. And earlier, only Pakistan and Bangladesh needed to get government approval for consolidation deal in India. But with this new amendment, every border country, including China, needs to get approval before making any investment in the country. Now, this will hugely impact Indian startups, as in the last 5 years, Chinese tech investors have put in estimated $4 billion across over 90 Indian startups operating in various sectors. So, on NetBuzz, we'll analyze and talk about Chinese portfolio in Indian startups and what impact India-China face-off will have on Indian startups. In India, the trend of Chinese businesses making serious investments into Indian companies began in 2015 when e-commerce giant Alibaba made a handful of investments in companies such as Snapdeal and Paytm. Alibaba and Tencent, these two Chinese investors make a lot of investment in Indian startups. Chinese investors' presence is so prominent in Indian startups that 18 out of India's 30 unicorns, startups with $1 billion valuation, had Chinese investors. And Alibaba and Tencent are in the forefront. Alibaba and its affiliate Ant Financial, along with others, invested over $2.6 billion in four Indian unicorns: Paytm, Snapdeal, BigBasket, and Zomato. While Tencent, alongside others, invested more than $2.4 billion in five unicorns: Ola, Swiggy, Hike, Dream11, and Byju's. Paytm, Oyo, and Byju's have now become decacorns, startup whose value is over $10 billion. And there are other notable Chinese investors active in the Indian startup ecosystem include Fosun, Shenwei Capital, Hillhouse Capital Group, and China Lodging Group. In fact, Xiaomi is also invested in companies like Hangama, ShareChat, Rapido, Zest Money, City Mall, and more. Now, you would be thinking why Indian startups heavily rely on Chinese companies for the investment. So, there are two prominent reasons for this. First is Chinese companies provide patient capital to the startups. Patient capital is another term for long-term capital. With patient capital, the investor is willing to make a financial investment in a business with no expectation of turning a quick profit. And second reason is lack of Indian major investment leads to the growth of Chinese investments in the Indian startups. But now, the startups which are already facing losses need to look for other investors. This is because even if they'll go for Chinese investors, changes in FDI norms can be a roadblock. As for the approval, at least 12 months will be needed, and this will be a very long period. But don't worry, there are other foreign VC funds active in India. Like after China, Japanese VC funds and conglomerates have emerged as the big funding source for the Indian startup ecosystem. The Japanese investor participation in investment rounds of Indian startups has surged over two times from 19 in 2015 to 34 by the end of 2018. Japan's SoftBank alone has invested $10 billion in the Indian startup ecosystem. Also, in the last 5 years, India has formed its startup corridors with 10 countries, including Finland, UK, Russia, Korea, Portugal, Japan, Sweden, US, Israel, and Singapore. So, if not investment, at least for collaborations, startups can certainly turn to these countries' investors. And apart from this, according to a research by 100x.vc, COVID-19 has pushed domestic investors' ecosystem to recalibrate the performance expectations. The responsibility of domestic venture capital firms increases to extend their support to early stage startups in India. So, with these options, Indian startups have alternatives for the investments. And nevertheless, the long term impact can only be realized in the future given the significant bilateral investment relations between the two countries.